He's going to take a look at it though, because I said that when I talked to them about it, they were saying that they're only taking responsibility for the work that they did.
Go ahead, yeah. Yeah, I got it. It's fine.
Did you start the podcast?
Yeah. That's what you got. Like, it's not okay. It started.
I mean,
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine to Joey.
I mean, like it's a part of what I've been doing, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Dealing with car repairs.
Get a little closer here.
To the mic.
Yeah. You're just a little bit faint. Maybe it's because I was a little twist these knobs over here and turn this one up.
Mighty Joey, get off the mic.
What?
Oh!
You want to hook the other guy back up? I'll hook this guy back up. It's terrible. We'd have to turn we'd have to readjust for it. That's why that's why I tested it and then
just by throwing it away.
It's fine. It was
the issue is it looks nice, right? Like,
yeah,
it looks like
it looks fine. The problem is it's super hollow and tinny.
Yeah,
like that's the problem.
It'd be like that.
It has a shock mount.
Open it up and just shove newspaper in it.
Why would I do that?
Smells like a new mic though.
I don't know. It's funny.
Doug Funny?
Very expensive.
Very expensive Douglas.
Sorry.
There you go. That's
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
See my new barbecue, Douglas?
No, not as good as the first one.
Dink.
Mr. Dink was all right. Everyone does Skeeter.
Mr. Big Head's wife.
Mrs. Big Head? Beverly Big
Head? Is that her name, Beverly?
Yeah,
Beverly Big Head.
For sure.
Lot of super secret adult humor in that. What means that?
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
Mm-hmm. You know,
yeah.
I forgot to change the episode things.
We frequently make the turn the page to wash your hands joke.
Yeah, turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands. Behind the scenes, you can now see. What's up, Darren?
Yo, Darren.
There's no space in that. All right, so it's Golden Sunset Map podcast, the 7th week of the year, February. It's Joey.
Kyle.
The rare Alf appearance.
Oh, don't give him shit.
You know, I was noticing something the other day, Alf. Not to like put you on the spot here. You wear glasses in your Facebook profile photo.
I mean, I wear glasses. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know what was up with that.
Weird flex on Alf. Are you?
Yeah. I don't wear it all the time. But
no, I was just wondering.
Is it to read?
I read, computer monitor, sometimes drive, whatever. I fucking get a headache as well.
Okay, word. I remember, you showed up with them once, and I was like, they look nice, and you were like, thanks. And I never saw you.
I never see you wear them. Like, I didn't know if you were doing a bit.
No.
He's doing a bit?
You're doing a bit?
Like, you're just trolling on people? Like,
one-man show. So I know this guy named Ralph. Hey, I'm Ralph. I got glasses.
No, he's doing the thing where he puts on glasses, and he's got, like, a fucking fedora, and, like... And then he shaves his fucking beard, and then so that's not me. That's my brother.
That's my brother. What are you talking about?
You know, that's not me.
Well, I'll deactivate Facebook for a minute time. So.
Really?
Yeah, I want to expand my horizons beyond social media. So.
I got a college humor video lined up for me.
Oh, God.
I'm on the new one.
Yeah, Venmo. No, that's Venmo. Wait,
I'm on Venmo. I'm on Venmo.
That's where you're like trading like spiritual currency to people. Like
some people treat
higher
Venmo
than thou ass.
Well, if you think
about trade you 5 amethyst crystals.
If you think about it, Venmo can very much be used as a social media platform.
Because you could comment.
Because you can just like, Alf, I'm gonna send $1 to you. If you want to comment, you got to send $1 to someone, right? You gotta,
like, people have made it a fucking living on YouTube to read comments now.
Yo, remember that time that you and a buddy someone Venmo'd you some money, and then some girl commented on.
Oh yeah, we had like a fucking
calling out our dude,
like a fucking like drama thing, like in a Venmo fucking.
Yeah, obviously we're not gonna say any names here, but like it was just nuts. Like Joey was like, "Yeah, it's $7." Like,
yes. Well, your Venmo friend blah blah did blah blah.
And you're like, that's cool. I actually don't give a shit.
I don't care.
About your relationship.
I don't care. Dude, my
relationship is currently, I need that $7, and he gave it to me.
Speaking of which, Wesley gave me that $7 for lunch the other day. $7.50 actually. You know, Zaxby's raised the price on us. So
oh no,
30 cents each.
Right, but just to come to Wesley's aid, don't you and I both owe him $1?
No, I put my $1 in the thing.
The additional $1 though.
What additional? There was no re-roll.
No, he won the second.
No, I put my $1 in there. And my $1's not in there, so someone took my $1.
Oh, okay. He just hasn't collected it yet. Then.
It's not up there.
It's not up there.
No.
Then I guess he did collect it.
Yeah, you owe him $1. We have a gambling pool. You want to get in, Alf?
No.
Oh, good.
That's actually, it's already convoluted enough.
Yeah, it's bad.
We just have a small betting pool off when a certain customer is
coming back, doing returns and stuff.
Oh, all of them?
No, yeah. So every time they buy something,
every customer another dollar.
They all come back.
No, so every time this certain customer buys something,
certain customer,
we have a betting pool of when it's going to get returned.
I think I have a few names in my head.
No, I was leaving it at that. It's already highly unethical, but it's just funny.
I'm keeping them up here.
But
it's funny.
It's funny to Joey and I am.
It's making fun out of
nothing.
We were sitting there farting around doing it.
I just in less than 2 weeks we already had what is it 2 or 3 settled bets?
We had one runoff
and then 2 settled.
So yeah,
it's like under a month. Same. Anyways, I'm
not part of the bet, so I have nothing to talk about.
How's your week been, boys?
I don't sleep anymore.
Damn.
I really don't. I went to bed at 4 a.m. and got up at 8, and then I slept for an hour that I regretted.
Sounds like you sleep for 5 hours.
Wrap that shit up, B.
That has nothing to do with it.
I think he was talking about your wiener.
That has nothing to do with it.
Oh, never mind. That's what I called
it. You thought he was just going to Bone Zone?
Just like edging to the beyond, like, this is going to put me to sleep.
No,
and then 4 hours later, I can't find the right one.
Wait, if he was edging, why would he need to wrap it up?
Well, like, all safety precautions.
No, not physically.
You got to practice how you play.
You mean to culminate?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Hit the gavel, B.
Yeah. All right.
No, it's just Henry's going through some sleep things, and
yeah, he's probably getting to around the age where he's trying to develop like a sleep pattern that makes sense for him, and
he had one. It's ruined, and
you can't get him back into the swing of things.
Pika Mink sent a unique emoji. I do believe that was the owl. I don't have my phone. Sorry, I'm crunching ice.
Yeah, I just did too, actually. Lows.
Well, you usually sign I'm hungry. I'm gonna put that in the chat so you guys can see it. Anyway, so anyone have anything interesting this week? I basically just been watching a lot of Netflix. I have games that I played, but not anything.
Yeah. I basically just grind Smash with my local Smash community and a couple of friends, and then I've really tried to get Kingdom Hearts worked into the mix, but man, is it hard to sit down and play Kingdom Hearts.
I watched a breakdown of Kingdom Hearts and what happens in that game. I don't really have a good grasp on what happened in the first place. So
you know what? After all the shit I said with Donkey and everything like Donkey.
Donkey was.
I didn't watch that video.
We gave a review on it. Yeah, you know what? I agree with him completely. That dialogue and the waves portrayed and the waves acted. Like I played a good hour and a half to 2 hours. I beat Hercules World, whatever.
Right.
It's really so fucking poor.
I would
execute it so poorly.
I'm just cautioning you. We're gonna try to avoid spoilers on that. I know there's no spoilers.
Every trader had the fucking Hercules World.
Well, I didn't want to. Everyone knows everything there is to know.
Yeah, we're gonna piss off the guys. Like, there's a Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that what there is to know.
Right, spoil the fucking first 10 minutes.
Right, I just don't want it to slip out. Don't want anyone to feel like, I can't listen because I don't want.
Sora's a woman. Gotcha.
Would you mind expanding? Would you clarify? Because the thing that I had to say about it was that I think the voice acting is a little stilted.
Ooh.
I think there's no emotion beyond any of the words they fucking.
I think we talked about that already.
None. They're scary.
So
artists are here. You're right. We should go fight them. It sounds so convicting. The conveyance was there. I felt it. I can't feel fear, excitement, joy.
There's literally a scene where they say something very profound to Sora, and he just reads it flat.
It just feels so uninspired, some of the dialogue. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. I'm not.
And as grand as the story is supposed to be and impactful.
I remember Sora and Roxas when they were fucking talking to the Organization 13 and they interacted with the Final Fantasy characters. There was emotion, driving. No, you gotta find Aqua. Please find her. There was stuff like, oh yes, Aqua's still trapped in the dark zone. We have to go find her. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, yeah, you're right.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That Mickey cracks it. All right, do the Mickey in this voice.
There's no conviction in any of the voices. It loses its appeal. It feels like a fucking bad Audible book that I'm listening to. It really does.
there are a lot of people who are complaining about the voice acting, and it's really easy to cherry pick the examples that are bad.
Yeah.
Versus the ones that are fine, and a lot of that just comes from things we've talked about in the past here on this podcast. For anyone who hasn't watched the 239 preceding episodes or 38 preceding episodes, is like
I'm surprised how many people there are.
You get the best voice acting out of actors when you have them in the booth together, and that's just anything. What I'm saying, like if we were doing this podcast, remotely, with Skype or whatever, you lose a little bit, just even though we're recording at the same time, but we're not in the same room together.
Yeah.
That's one of the beautiful parts about I've been very adamant about us coming together and actually sitting down, for lots of reasons. So.
Yeah, that's my only complaint so far. The game story's alright. If you can make sense of it, I don't know. I don't care at this point.
I'll use usernames here. Danger Chunks saying, do you want to talk about Mitchy, old Mitchy Mouse, clutching his fist, a la Arthur in Kingdom Hearts 2? Like, probably not. No one cares about that.
Happens.
Also, I've been rubbing my hands together all day. I need to stop that. I got pain on my hands from something I was doing today.
I mean, I didn't experience that meme, so I don't know.
You don't know the Arthur meme?
I know the Arthur meme.
Oh.
I don't know about the Mickey Mouse version of it.
It's the same thing.
I get it. I just haven't experienced it.
Shut up. Chat. I'm going to turn the chat off. Don't worry about it.
No.
He said when Goofy dies.
Just take a picture.
When Goofy dies.
Oh, when Goofy does?
Happens all the time. I hate it. Anyway. All right. Anyway, I already sent a picture of the thing. I don't want to talk about the story of Kingdom Hearts 3. All right. Anyway. Anyone have anything interesting, Kyle? You obviously... we talked about your deer encounter last week, and then I'm guessing you ironed out all the intricate details of that.
Yeah,
Had to turn the rental in.
Yeah, turn the rental in. We got my car back. My car sounds awful.
You hit a deer? I don't listen to the podcast.
I don't listen to the show.
No, I know.
It's classic. I'm not on it. Fuck this place.
No, even if I'm on it, I don't listen to it. I experienced it.
That's true.
He's the Johnny Depp of our podcast. I hit a deer last week. So,
all right.
Yeah, pretty, fucked my car up real bad.
Yeah, how's the deer?
Fine.
I was expecting dead. Fine. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, it's not in pain, if that's what you're asking.
Jesus Christ, how bad was the car?
It's bad.
Pee bad. All right, well, okay.
Pee bad.
Just take a picture of the chat. I want to see this now.
Okay, well, this is something else. So I'm gonna send it. I don't think taking a picture of it's gonna work, but I'll send it anyway. There you go, just in case the chat scrolls up. So Darren wants to know. He says he has a bone to pick with the information community around Kingdom Hearts. He says all but one internet thread I've seen calls prize postcards Moogle raffle tickets, and he thought they were different things. So. That is kind of one of the things is like, there are in lots of games where you get the whole, like, this is one of my pet peeves is where people say inbox me in like private message words for years.
Yeah, this is like in my DMs.
That's a different thing though. A DM is.
How's it a different? It's a direct message. It's a private message.
Right, but the implication of a private message is like a private direct message. Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, here we go. It's fucking chat hour here. I'll read it when it gets there. But so anything else that any.
Yeah, no,
I mean, obviously you're on the cusp of dealing with this now. So
yeah, they fixed.
So that's what we came in with, by the way.
They fixed the body issues with the car. Like it looks great. But they replaced like my bumper, my fender, and the right front quarter panel. Like did some painting.
You had a deer or a family of deer? Jesus Christ.
One deer, really big.
Yeah, they're. I mean, like, have you seen Venice? It's like no fat. You know what I mean? Like they're all muscle. Like they're.
Where's the buck for you?
63rd.
I don't know that, but yeah.
So I know. Yeah, 34th right here. You turn right, or 34th Williston, right? Yeah, you turn right onto Williston, onto 30.
Did the car function after? Or?
Yeah, it was drivable, but not well. Like it just made a bunch of noise, and like there was like the fender was like pushed into the passenger door. So like
hard somewhere in there.
So like there was deer stuff all over the front of the car. I'll tell you that. But Yeah, so like I don't know, it's frustrating because like I had to pay a sizable deductible, and that's my new rap name, by the way.
Sizable deductible.
Sizable deductible.
Good for
That's nice. Yeah.
But so
I think we might have the episode title to me. Right? Go on, keep going though.
So yeah, like it's just like
Try to find a picture of a buff deer.
I'm just like I'm like always in the situation.
Just keep going.
You know, you're always in that situation when you have like some sort of car accident where you go, well, my car's only worth this much money, and it's this much money to fix it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Is
Like
it worth it?
That's not that is not a relatable thing because not everyone's as poor as us.
Because what?
Not everyone's as poor as us. Never mind. Yeah,
sure. I mean, yeah. If you're in a similar economic bracket and you have a similar valued vehicle, right? You know, whatever.
Right. But any car becomes like, you know, if you're driving a fucking if you're
fucking deviants out there.
no. If you're driving let's say you're driving
on the store net now.
Well, let's just as an example, let's just say you're driving a year-old, you know, what's a car people fucking love? Toyota Camry.
Sure.
Right, and you fucking lose your fucking mind and drive off a bridge into the river, right? At some point, it's just like, yeah, even after $1,000 and.
There's only a couple of parts of that image that like I'm not okay with, and like I feel like you know the parts.
Oh, I can't. I was in my Google history now. I'm gonna just burn my phone.
Jeez.
Jesus. All right, go.
So yeah, Joey and I have a friend who works alongside vehicles for a living. So he said that he's going to come out. And not that the people who fixed my car's body didn't do good work, because they did. They said they were going to fix what they were going to fix, but they were like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like the damage got pushed into the engine too far, and like I think that maybe something was just overlooked is the problem. But the body work they did was good, which is what I went there to have done.
Yeah, I mean that's always the problem. Is like
not trying to besmirch anybody's name.
You could always run into the thing of some damage is done that isn't very apparent, and then and kind of that's the downside. Like you really do need to speak to your agent about it and just say, hey, look, like this is not back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to like offload any whatever on you guys, like, but like I don't know if like maybe it's just knocked a fan belt loose or because you said it's just kind of like making some extra noise.
Making a lot of noise. But yeah, I'm confident that the situation will be remedied. I don't know if it'll go my way, but I'm sure that I'll get a. I mean, it's just car stuff. You know what I mean? It's frustrating. But
when is car stuff ever frustrating?
Yeah. But yeah, they put me up in a nice rental. I was driving a 2019 Nissan Altima.
Yeah, it's nice. A little bit. Although it looked like someone like checked a curve with one of those back rims. I meant to tell you that when I was looking.
Yeah. So like when I dropped it off, like I was concerned that they were going to be shitty about that. But
they take pictures of everything. They know already.
So
they documented the shit out of that.
So like if they try to be shitty about it, I'll be like, look, when I dropped it off, nobody even inspected it. So like I don't know what to tell you. Like,
you should have let me get them rims.
Next time take pictures because that stays on dates and stuff. Like here it is.
Yeah.
That's why everything was like that.
Yeah, like I, as a person who rents a lot of U-Hauls,
Yeah.
That's like one of my things is just like, yep, here's this. And they usually pretty good about that stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously there's some chatter in the chat. The highlights are,
people in the goddamn chat. You have to scroll.
Yeah, I mean, so it's complicated.
What, trolls?
No, like when I post the response, it posts 4 times. So like, and on my end of the chat, but they will only see it once. Kyle wants to get you a Kickstarter. He said a GoFundMe, and I told him just to write checks payable to cash. He also said we should say something nice about Kingdom Hearts since we're dumping on all the time.
I love it.
Music.
That's why
I said it's on Xbox finally.
fantastic music.
Good music.
It's on Xbox. It is gorgeous. Those cutscenes are incredible.
That's a fucking good point. I will say it looks.
I said it last time too, and I'll say it again. That fight, the Titans fight at the end of Olympus, that's
the one that I went to Disney and played, and my fucking attack button didn't work.
That fight is insane looking. Crazy how good that looks. So I can see like there being complaints with it for sure, especially with the dialogue and especially with Sora. I think Sora is the most stilted of it.
It also has the trilogy problem of being the last piece in the trilogy, and 14 years later.
Yeah.
Are you 14? Are you able to live up to the hype?
Rumors of the fourth.
There's already conjecture about 4.
I'll see you guys in 2030.
Yeah, maybe
2035.
But yeah, I don't want to seem like I'm shitting on and like
it's easier to shit on something.
And like I have historically shit on Kingdom Hearts, and I think that this is a solid addition to the series, especially because like there have been some weak entries. But yeah, I think the voice acting is the biggest problem. And who knows? I haven't seen all of it, so like maybe it'll get better. I don't know. What have you guys been playing?
I mean, I was going to say, we got anything interesting from Alf before we move into what you've been playing?
I did my weekend workshop stuff.
So. He went into the serious stuff before he let me bust a joke earlier. I was real upset about that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
See, what a shitter. That workshop's just making him shitty.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it makes me more grounded. Yeah, just some like stuff like handling stress, anxiety, grief, all that stuff. So it was fun. And I was assisting. I wasn't actually a student, so it was fun being like that. That's pretty much it. Other than just like,
is that like when you go to like drug rehab and then like the person who's teaching you how to not do drugs is like, yeah, I used to be an addict.
25 years, man.
That's not a joke. No, like I'm not being shitty.
No,
like,
I know.
Okay.
The counselors were all the same thing too.
Okay, good. Yeah, I wasn't trying to make that come off like I was being facetious. Like that's like
I'm just thinking of some movies like 25 years, man. I know what you've been through. He's flipping a coin to his knuckles.
Yeah, he's doing the thing.
Yeah. So no, I get it. It's good. Like I like to openly talk about it. So.
All right. Well, you been playing anything fucking good?
I have played Owlboy.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's really good. I love it. Still drugging away. It doesn't matter. I just started Tales of the Abyss on the 3DS, so I don't know why. Just popped in and started playing it.
He was like, I want to see if this thing has a 60-hour battery life.
Were you like, you're like, oh yeah, Luke's abs are prominently displayed throughout this entire game.
They're still on 3D.
He just has like a little V that's to the bottom of his shirt, so his abs are just always out.
3D slider goes on a little bit.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
More abs. These abs are in 3D. That would be great.
Oh, I also downloaded, played, and beat Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night.
Curse of the Moon.
Curse of the Moon. Curse of the Moon?
No.
Yeah. Curse something.
Curse. Yeah, something.
I think it's Bloodstained Curse of the Night. Yeah, I think it's Curse of the Night. I'll look at it probably.
Game is real fucking good.
Game's fucking awesome.
Ritual of the Night. There you go. Curse of the Moon. It is Curse of the Moon.
Yeah, because Ritual of the Night is the actual game.
Yeah. The 8-bit one that was free on Xbox.
Made by famed developer Inti Creates.
Yeah, it's Igarashi, right?
No.
Yeah, Ego headway the Kickstarter for that.
I thought Inti Creates was Mega Man guy who sucks.
No.
Yes, it is.
It's
Concept?
It's Inafune.
That's Inafune.
No, Inti Creates is the one that was making Mega Man games. Yeah.
You mean Mighty Number 9 is what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yes.
That's Concept.
No, they're two companies.
I'm talking about Koji Igarashi.
No. We're talking about...
Who are you talking about?
We're talking about Curse of the Moon, which is made by Inti Creates.
Oh, the 8-bit version. Yes.
Right, that's what he...
Okay. Ritual of the Night is not made by that, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. All right. Good game. Solid fucking game. It takes Castlevania 2 class system and then just all Castlevania favorites.
Kyle said it's Igarashi made it and advised, and we'll look into that. I don't believe you. Look, we can all agree here that Mighty Number 9.
Ridiculed by Joy.
We can all agree here that Mighty Number 9 was terrible.
Mm-hmm. No one's fighting that. Watch the Mega Man cartoon yet?
Mega.
I was literally in my head. I was like, "Who's gonna say Mega Man?"
Mega rock.
Yeah.
Mega Man use smoke powers.
Yeah, come here, Wiley.
All right. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I mean, like, you know, it's Games with Gold, which we have an email about. So
yeah, I've only seen video. You know,
come over to my house. You want to borrow an Xbox? I might have an Xbox.
I have an Xbox.
Super.
It's free.
Xbox.
It's free, right?
Yeah, with gold.
I'm gonna download that.
You have to have gold.
I probably have a gold card somewhere.
We haven't got. Quit asking questions in the chat. I haven't got to your last question.
I don't know what.
Yeah, none of people watch podcasts. Stop fucking bothering me about podcasts.
Follow Golden Saucer for the best truths.
Yeah, the best. Like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
I mean, is it a serious question, or is it just like what color are your pubes?
It's what color you. What color your pubes? It's video game related. So, but anyway, anything else?
I haven't played it that much. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Life stuff, pretty much. What's the question? You got out of the way.
I played Dead Cells.
Oh yeah, I played actually a little bit, like maybe an hour.
Game's good. I mean, we were already talking about the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you too much about it. I just like that game because I can spend 20 minutes. I'm really, I'm trying to get done with Resident Evil 2 because I'm stupid and I have a year of Game Pass. And that means when Crackdown 3 comes out, it's free, and I need to play it, right? Because it's free, right? Like
there's a lot of things like Crackdown, and then also the Far Cry come out on the same day. I think my birthday, which is in 4 days.
I ain't getting it.
I didn't ask you to get me in.
I got you this microphone.
Yeah, I got you. This.
I want the soft part.
No.
I got you this tweet.
Nice.
That sounds terrible from here.
God, yeah. Like that. He sounds better though.
Yeah, right. Hold on, let me
get a red on it.
Jeez.
Look at that. That sounds good.
Look at it.
Oh, great. Now I gotta buy the
cameras.
Buy those. Those little foam things are only like a couple bucks. Do you want? There's a whole box of them in the back.
Yeah, we can get it for you.
There's a whole box of those. I have a whole box of these shitty microphones.
Jerry, what the fuck have you been doing?
I'm keeping them.
No, put it back with the box.
I'm keeping them.
No, because if you keep it on that mic, it's going to get ruined in the box.
Oh, all right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm out. I'm done. Oh my god.
What? What are you doing? It's breaking shit over there.
Fuck you guys.
We barely got this shit working. Like, it's people were already like, I really.
How many years have we done this?
Too many.
Like 5.
All right.
It doesn't matter.
Well, here, look.
I was a man in my 20s when this started.
All right. Well, anyone else play anything interesting? We'll just answer a couple of these questions before we get to this stuff. Any thoughts on the Mr. X Resident Evil 2 memes, and then your favorite Mega Man part stage?
I like that Phil Collins one.
The Phil Collins one was really good. That was my favorite one. Because he overblows the audio, and it's just like...
That's my problem with memes nowadays. It's like, if you just want, like, cheap laughs, you just fucking blow you deep fry it, or you just fucking, like, blow the speakers out, and it's like, I don't think...
Well, because that was...
I do like the mod 500% facial expressions.
Yeah, that one was pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Those are the ones...
that was good on Resident Evil 7, too, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that one wasn't too original.
Someone created a mod with X going to give it to you. Like,
that was the first one.
It follows him around. Actually.
That was the first one.
It goes in and out. Like,
you see the one where, Claire's just like standing there and she's like holding like a regular gun, and like Mr. X is like coming around the corner, and then she like pulls out the bazooka, and then he's like, oh, it just like fucks off.
Mr. X pulls an Abe Simpson. He goes, just walks right away. The game is good. The game's so good. I barely have any complaints with that game.
All right.
Do I have complaints?
I mean, if you want to complain about, like, it's still fucking Resident Evil 2, you still got a fucking Jenga or Tetris in your fucking inventory, and you're always running low on shit. But those are complaints of the game.
Those are features, not problems.
Ooh, you sound like a developer right now. Those are features.
No. If you were supposed to go there, it wouldn't crash. Idiot.
Hey man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's it's designed to be as such.
No, if you want to put the two herbs together, you got to put your bullets on the ground and then put the two herbs beside each other. Then you can combine them. Then you pick your bullets back up.
How can I hold all these herbs? I mean,
so your argument is that you want the horror. I know we're joking here.
Yeah.
But like, your argument is that you want a horror scenario where you just have every creature comfort and no problems doing anything. Like,
you want to save? Yeah, that takes up a slot in your inventory. And you can run out of it. Get fucked. I mean, like,
yeah, in a perfect world, Mr. X will open up the safe door, not going,
hey,
oh, you're in there still? Okay, no, wait, you're still all right.
I see you. Can't go past here. It's really good that I can do that because there's frames that I can kind of. All right. I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm just saying that if I've heard some people launch these complaints, and there are people who have not played a game in the Resident Evil series, or have, you know, the series has come so far that
7 has a similar inventory system. 7 has a similar inventory system.
Yeah, I would say it's almost on par with it.
Sorry, someone.
You don't have a fucking briefcase, suitcase. You go shove a flamethrower, 2 Glocks, a handful of grenades. Like the inventory system in 4 and 3 and 2, whatever, all of it, it was kind of funny to me. Like it never made sense why they were carrying so much shit. This one makes a whole lot more sense. I like it.
Sorry, someone asked what's the link they can watch it on YouTube. So I was giving them the link they can watch it on YouTube.
You just plugged someone else's show?
No, I was plugging our show.
Also, I thought you said what's the length that someone can watch it, and I was like,
you can watch all of it. How many episodes
from start to finish?
I think, how many episodes?
Of an eye?
Yeah, like
Speaking of which, the thing that you told me to watch last week is starting to gain like a lot of meme traction.
Blark and Son?
Yeah,
I'm on the bottom floor of Blark and Son. Mm-hmm. Shit's great. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
What the fuck?
No,
you would love it.
All
you would love Blark and Son.
We'll do it later.
I don't remember what I said that you don't believe me, so I'll figure it out. Anyway, oh, he probably doesn't believe me that people are complaining about people who haven't played Resident Evil games. There are people out there. This is their first. Remember, much like comic books, every video game is someone's first.
Yeah, like, I mean, why do you think Pokemon's still explaining Pokemon battles and how to get Pokemon?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's somebody's first. Does the fruit have to hang that low? Like it's like
that's why I laugh.
I was like, it's like a fucking 20-year-old being just so this like
it's
good stuff.
Solid.
You didn't even fucking deep fry it. You just fucking yeah. You just that's the way funnier version.
No, delete this podcast right now so we can just fucking deep fry an entire Pokemon run. It's just us fucking reading the fucking text.
Real fucking close to the mic.
That's not my birthday. Let's fight.
Jeremy chimed in and asked if we, in the news, so I will skip ahead to that. Did we see Bubsy? We talked a little bit about it last week. So, like, the Bubsy, so, like, this is just fucking out there for my mind. Like, one, no one liked Bubsy, the PS4 when they came out, right?
No, that's inaccurate. But in before baby tables. So that fucker
no one with
definitely still in before baby tables.
They got Super Nintendo Bubsy. No one.
Well, all right. That one had its. This guy liked it.
You did.
My fucking first pet was named Bubsy.
Sounds like a personal problem. Oh, me. Jesus Christ.
No, but you're saying nobody liked it. I loved Bubsy.
All right.
That explains a lot now, actually.
I don't know why.
That explains a lot.
I don't know why Kyle in the chat liked Bubsy, and I'm not going to read any of his lies that he's going to put in there.
He likes Sonic and all sorts of dumb shit.
That game wasn't good. I don't want to say it wasn't good.
That's not true. Okay, so
that game.
I went to our friend Kyle's house.
Did he show you some like high level Bubsy play that I didn't see?
I played it myself. For what it is, it plays like a game. You know what I mean? Like you can play it.
Right.
It's a game.
Right.
It has features. It has mechanics.
Sure. No,
it's got music. He says Bubsy things. You know what I'm saying? Like
and you can turn that Bubsy meter way up, and that's funny.
If you're subscribed to the Bubsy subreddit, you're gonna upvote that game. Like that's all I'm saying.
Here, like let's put it into these categories. It's a functional game that functions and plays, right?
Correct.
But the point of a game and revitalizing a game like that is to push it forward, to excel at least some level of extreme challenge. And if you're going to have a snark meter on there, right, and a thing on there, like record more lines.
So I'm gonna casually disagree with you that the idea of making a new Bubsy game is supposed to be pushing the Bubsy art form or whatever. I think it is to capitalize on nostalgia and to make a quick dollar off of a franchise that requires basically no creative thinking.
Sounds like their fan base likes their nuts stomped on heels. So
right, I mean, like there's something to be said
like that in real life.
You can make
I know.
You can make an overly
one.
You can make an overly simplistic platformer, that's easy and handles decent and things like that. But I feel like, I don't know, like especially if you're, it depends on how you frame it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't framed as, hey, the Bubsy you loved as a kid is back for your kids. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't framed that way. It was framed in the sense of...
Continue talking. I'm just going to find Bubsy.
It was framed
what could possibly go wrong? Yeah, like
it was framed as, hey, you love Bubsy. Bubsy's back. Buy Bubsy with all your money.
Oh, God, there's 8 minutes of this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They couldn't record 20.
Remember, I just said that.
Oh.
I get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't want Bubsy suing me and taking my video down.
Owe me money.
Why does it sound like a fucking messed up Joker?
No.
What can possibly go wrong?
Because they gave Mark Hamill money, and that's the voice he's got. They're like, no, the money voice. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah, we did.
Hairball today, hairball tomorrow.
All right. Well, anyway.
It sounds like something he would say.
Bubsy, in its second game that came out that nobody was asking for, Paws of Fire. So, if you didn't like that enough, they have a $25,000 Kickstarter going on right now, 23 days ago. Half of it's already Kickstarted,
And here you were saying nobody wanted it.
Your balls stomp with high. It's all it is. It's all people like.
You can get your... for $2, you can get the Bubsy 2 for...
We're good. Stop talking about Bubsy. It's making me gradually angrier, and I don't want to do
that. It needs the publicity.
Right.
Why? There's 2 fans out here in chat talking about it. We're going to host it.
I think those two fans are of opposing viewpoints. Anyway, they got stretch goals up to $250,000.
You're going to do it.
So here's what I will say, and this is without me reading through all the stretch goals and everything like that. Maybe through this DLC and things like that, they are going to add the things that I care about.
Like an actual good game.
Doubtful. But
like I said, I just don't think it's for you. I think it's for
Bubsy fans.
Yeah, and
are they and they're happy with what they got? I'm just
fucking. All memes aside,
Isn't this like an endless runner anyway, right? The second one is an endless runner, right?
Yeah. Kyle said that he enjoyed it. He was actually interested in playing it, all the way through.
Man, I'm gonna have to check.
Some people just like shit.
Wow.
I'm not saying he likes shit, but I'm just saying some people get joy of watching bad movies. Some people get joy of listening to bad songs.
Speaking of poo-poo, I'm
not saying that fans do or you do it. I'm just saying there are a lot of people that just love that fucking type of pain, I guess.
I forgot.
It is, but they do.
I forgot that I finished that anime I was watching. I highly recommend it.
High Score Girl.
Yes. Look. I'm not gonna tell you to
look. They're of age.
No, I'm not going to tell you to watch.
They are.
I'm not going to tell you to watch a romantic. Here's the thing: there are 2 camps that exist that you can like this in.
Mm-hmm.
You like romantic anime set in middle school / high school, and you lived in the arcade in the very early 90s.
Oh, I saw a clip of this. I know what you're talking about.
Did I send you the one? Yeah.
No, maybe you did. She was talking about what game was she talking about?
Street Fighter. It's centered around Street Fighter.
She was talking about Street Fighter.
It's very similar around Street Fighter. Alf, I think you would like it the same way I like it because it talks what I've been telling everyone.
The clip was funny. It's why is this an anime? I don't understand.
What I've been telling everyone is that the way the characters talk about home consoles that are coming out and what's happening in the arcade and what's being developed in the arcade and the arcade culture at the time is from the perspective of a person who grew up there and lived in it, unless the person really researched it. I don't think you could do that level of research.
I'll look at it.
You could.
Yeah.
You can, but I feel like you would have to have some personal knowledge there,
Sure.
And some vested interest. Maybe your bigger brother told you about it, or or an older sister, or your mom or dad. Yeah, maybe. So
all I want to do is beat the Simpsons.
I guess if you like Bubsy, go give them money. I guess.
Yeah, just give them. Don't give money to her.
Yeah, give it. Yeah, yeah. NT creates.
Did it get canceled? That second Kickstarter he wanted to do, and the third one that
so remember,
yeah, he wanted to like fund anime as well. Or
so remember, those ended up getting independently funded outside, and
well,
they
he wanted Mighty Number 9.
And then he wanted Red
whatever, some Mega Man Legends homage. I think that's what it was, or Battle Network. One of the two.
It wasn't Red Out. It was
It was a homage to another Mega Man franchise. But then he wanted
Red Ash.
Then he wanted a third one to have an anime based upon Red Ash. No pictures, no concept art, no nothing. Just, hey, we're going to do an anime too. And I assume they failed after Mario Number 9 failed.
Mm-mm.
Because the Mega Man cartoon, it's on Cartoon Network, I think.
I haven't seen that bad one yet.
That's completely funded by someone else differently. That was actually Network approved.
Well, it's still out there as a thing. The Red Ash, the Indelible Legend, is still out there still.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Kickstarter's had a time limit.
No.
Okay, never mind.
It's still out there. Maybe they haven't canceled it yet. But anyway,
Gross.
Let's do some of the other news. Like, here's the big thing. Like, here's how you know we are out of touch with reality, boys and girls.
Mm.
Do you play Apex Legends?
So I downloaded Apex Legends, and then I went to a friend's house who was playing it on PC, and I watched Apex Legends for probably a solid hour, and went, I have no interest in this.
Did you play Apex Legends?
No.
I didn't play Apex Legends. We are out of touch.
I'm not a Battle Royale guy, so it doesn't matter.
But it's Overwatch Battle Royale.
No, yeah, I will say I like the concept this game is doing.
I do too.
I like the heroes. I like the fucking revive system. I like the fucking
the revive system. I think the revive system is where they really.
I like a lot what Apex is doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they took. It's not Titanfall 3, but here you go.
The non-verbal communications that they added into that game for teammates is really what
Yeah, the ping system.
Yes. Like,
enemy.
Hey, there's an enemy
awesome.
over there. Hey, someone has been here.
Yeah.
Hey, there's ammo here. Hey, we've had inklings of this in the past, but it's never been done like this. So
how about this? Like Battle Royale needed to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Apex fucking did it.
You think so?
Oh,
you think that's the evolution?
Oh yes. I think
by adding hero units.
Heroes was a good concept of it. Just the whole ping system, the whole the map layout, like the revive system's fucking great. The dog tags, like they revolutionized it. I think, like they perfected it.
It definitely feels very frantic.
It's more finesse
at times. Like my
issue. Sorry, go ahead, Joey.
I think that like it definitely goes to that thing of a battle royale game of being very quiet for some long stretches and then very frantic.
Well, because the map's such cool, isn't it?
Right, you're right. I'm saying, but like
I like the idea of the ability to communicate without actually verbally communicating with strangers. Like similarly, like back to Journey. Like I love the idea of it's one of the best games of all time. I don't know, like it's just fantastic game. If you want to feel,
it's like out of nowhere. I'm like, why am I feeling feels for this fucking robe that flies? I don't understand.
Just chirping. So I think the idea of communicating in a way that isn't going to cause anxiety. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of times where I'm playing Overwatch where, like, I feel like I'd be having a much better time if I was communicating with people. But then the idea of talking to somebody also really turns me off. And, like, I think a lot of people feel that way. But being able to at least, like, get like what you were saying, like a clear message of, like, I need help. Go do this,
right?
Like that kind of thing.
That's what I liked about Portal 2.
Yeah,
the whole like solving puzzles just based upon the fucking emotes. That was great.
I think that helps that game in my eyes more. The only reason I'm not into it is because it's a fast shooter,
right? And well, I mean, the action comes down and it does turn into like a kind of a twitch shooter.
I just don't think that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I just don't think that I have the reflexes to play that on a controller, and I think that I would only be able to play it in short bursts on PC because like my wrists would just hurt.
Sure. Okay. I think like one of the things like if you're watching someone play it and they were playing with the free characters, there's free characters pretty basic.
Yeah.
Like if you get into Caustic, which is the guy who's like he's a poison trap character.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that you would like where you're not really.
Like having to actively.
You're not. Yeah, exactly. You're doing kind of like a little bit more like May.
I can have a role and still be a little bit more passive.
Right. Exactly. You're more like May, setting up the walls and Overwatch.
Having heroes is really good. I like it. I really do like it.
If they continue to
John Smith 47. You know, it's like I don't fucking care. Like,
well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, if they continue to innovate and make the characters interesting and lovable in the same way that Overwatch does, or rather, even in the community sense, that you know they listen to the community and that
fuck Overwatch's community right now.
Right, but like fucking God, I hate you guys for making me say F word. Like Rainbow Six Siege, that's the where Rainbow Six Siege was where it shines is that it's not just you're not shooter A 1 2 3 team each of the operators
Montana
all the operators have different abilities and skills and things like that, so it is definitely has that hero class kind of shooter thing, and it's not just a tactical shooter like a CS:GO or
Bullet Drop is fun in that game though too. Not like down to Periscope.
Down to Periscope.
That's really
best skills.
I like it.
All right.
What does it say? Welcome aboard.
Datachook says, he says, I think the flow of the battle in Battle Royale is completely off, 100% designed for streaming so that you can do nothing and then talk during. Do nothing to talk and then spike during that.
I 100% agree. It's not like a core game. Like if they make a single player versus out of Apex.
Yeah.
I think you can do that in Apex. You can't do that in PUBG. Right. You can't do that in Fortnite. You can have story and lore.
Right.
But this game could evolve into its own beast.
Well, it's also nice to here's the thing.
But it is a Twitch based.
Fine. You want to get to the top of Twitch because that's where the money, there obviously lies some of the money. That's where people are,
Well, the affiliates want to fucking all play it.
Right. They're going to play it for the hits, and then their fans are going to play it for, the whatever, and you're going to sell some loot boxes, and it'll be fine. Right. So what I like is I'm a person who I don't have my mic on when I play a lot of times because there's all kinds of crazy shit going on in my house. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to talk to you and there's I got
baby, get out of the kitchen.
Exactly. So being able to non-verbally communicate and work through it effectively is especially important to me. So I mean, we got I got a lot of numbers here, and saying
25 million a week.
Yeah, but million players under 8 hours, 25 million, smashes Fortnite in the first week. Who's playing it, who's not.
I mean, it does kind of piggyback off the popularity of Fortnite. Is Apex?
Well, you had PUBG, then Fortnite.
Fortnite piggyback off PUBG.
Right, but the numbers aren't even close to being the same.
Well, no, because fucking Fortnite renovated. They did their own thing, building concept and all that shit, and then the different weapon upgrades and stuff like that. Have an epic fucking grenade launcher. Now Apex evolves on top of that. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger from here on out, I think. It's definitely going to start. Fortnite's going to do their own fucking crazy thing now with, I don't know, we'll see.
I don't know. I think it's going to follow the same trend that Call of Duty did, and that it'll be the big juggernaut until the next game fad happens.
Right. Well, you remember, I hope we can dig a little bit here, but I want to move on to other stuff. One, Jeremy said that he liked it, but he had issues getting it to start. And I told him it was time to get it, time to upgrade, time to get that Wesley computer.
That's just all servers right now.
Right. And they went down yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to happen because they weren't ready for all this shit.
So one of the things I will say, what the fuck was I talking about? Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Man,
I mean the battle royale numbers are obviously there, but doesn't Minecraft still clock more?
No. Fortnite is number one. Fortnite's over. We can
not even Roblox. I think even
we can go on Twitch. Oh, you mean active players overall, or active players on Twitch? Because we're talking about different things there. Fortnite right now on Twitch is 127,000, and then PUBG is 12.5. I can't see. It's not even on this fucking list. Let's just go browse. Apex 350,000, literally 4 times what it has.
The new hot fire. That's what's gonna happen.
Right. So
it'll die out soon. I agree. I would.
I guess the thing I read was that
until Assassin's Creed comes out with their own battle royale,
more people watch Minecraft on YouTube than
that could be
Fortnite.
Yeah, sure. That would make sense.
When Ubisoft goes, we're going to make an Assassin's Creed or a battle royale.
Minecraft right now has 10,500
views on Twitch.
Right. Smash Ultimate has 11.5.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about right now. We're talking about a random mass Monday night, right? So here's what I was going to say. Especially because EA put this out, they've got since come out and said, hey, we're probably not making Titanfall 3 now.
Yeah.
And then they kind of backpedal a little bit, say, well, we got some Titanfall stuff coming out for you at the end of this year, super secret cool stuff, right? And so
Mobile.
and the other thing is like this is out like a month and some change before the Battle Royale mode for Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
Right? So they're doing the EA is doing that same thing where they're cannibalizing their other games for whatever reason, like for no reason, no good reason, right? They did it with Titanfall, where
I assume they're backpedaling on Battlefield real hard,
right? Because that game's like no one likes it, right? Like,
well, it's also just like the sales, like they're just like, well, look at the amount of people that own.
Well, look where they put it.
Playing.
Look where they put it. Look where they said it. That game was like it was not, and they kept pushing it back. I think they would have put it out earlier.
There was so much controversy,
and they didn't launch with the Battle Royale.
The non-ethical business practices prior to it, then also the active baiting of the community. Like when they were literally like they came out on Reddit and they were like, if you don't like our practices, don't buy our game. We're EA, we'll survive. And then it was like, don't mock us. You know what I mean? Like, we'll actually just not buy your game. Like,
right. And then, it's really kind of weird when you look at it, like how it is back and forth with this stuff.
They did that, like, nobody buy the game, brothers, everybody.
And so, like, that kind of backdoors into the other thing we're going to talk about. Like, there's I don't know if you guys have been following the drama going on with Activision Blizzard. Blizzard stock has tumbled down to $43.
Yeah.
So that's real low for those of you not following.
There's also like a giant layoff or something.
Exactly. And so they're saying that
I read about the layoff.
Black Ops isn't meeting any expectations. Other games aren't meeting expectations. Year over year, they're not meeting expectations. And so they're going to have some layoffs. And then people are saying that Tuesday, which is tomorrow, if you're listening live, and today if you're listening pre-recorded, that the layoffs are going to be announced, and it's in the hundreds, and then this on top of the fact that they just got a new CFO who they gave a $15 million bonus to.
Right about that one too.
And you divide the $15 million by, let's say, $200, it comes out to be, there you go, $150 million. Or was it $150? Jeremy's got me on my back on this. But nonetheless, you divide it out, and you're like, hey, that's almost $60,000 for this many people. What's going on here?
Yeah, that's a year's pay for the majority of, probably more than a year's pay for a lot of those people. Like,
and we've been doing this long enough that we can, say, remember when we were talking about Iwata taking a pay cut.
Yeah.
Remember, he took a pay cut so that he would not have to lay off people. You know what I'm saying? Hold that against like the Activision Blizzard, one of the biggest companies, one of the most renowned companies, who are shuttering. Well, they're not shuttering studios yet, but they're laying off, teams. And like I understand. I'm rambling here.
Microsoft will buy it.
I'm rambling here a little bit, but we know that once a product is done, that teams shrink down, and everyone knows that's the nature of the industry. That once you push your product out, that they switch over to the live support team. The live support team just keeps it going, and then and then they ramp up. They go work on something else. But like when you look at Activision Blizzard, they haven't been doing like what they've been doing. Call of Duty's on the decline. They killed Guitar Hero. Like did you see, like that's another news thing going back to Activision. They have voluntarily issued a refund if you bought a copy of Guitar Hero Live between December and January. Yeah. Because
you get a refund for Guitar Hero Live.
You just have to submit your receipt.
It's a shit show.
Wow.
Because they closed down Guitar Hero TV, which is literally like 90% of that game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real fucking bad, dude.
Wow. So like, if you walk into a store and you buy a copy of Guitar Hero Live and you put it in your system, the live part is not there. It has just base level Guitar Hero,
Jeez, well.
So, I mean, like
which is already a subpar version of Guitar Hero. I mean, that's objective. I mean,
right. I mean, it's no Guitar Hero 3, even on its face.
Yeah.
We're not talking about DLC support and anything like that. It's just so. And then like Alpha's joking that Microsoft will buy it was kind of reality. Did you see that changes into the next piece of news I have, that Microsoft's Game Studios has changed their name from Microsoft Game Studios to Microsoft Studios, and they changed it again to Xbox Game Studios. So now Xbox Game Studios is the big umbrella that houses all those developers.
I like that.
So, and that goes across different, different platforms.
They're pulling a Disney.
Yeah, they're definitely, and
they're pulling a fucking Disney.
Right, but like that, it's different. Like it feels like that's more unifying than segregating.
There's a really good picture on Twitter of them having two Infinity Gauntlets with like all the different studios they have on there. I mean, they have Turn 10, Rare, 343. They own Obsidian, In Exile, Ninja Theory, right? Playground Games, who've been doing Forza Horizon, like the Coalition doing Gears. Did I say Mojang, which is doing Minecraft? That's out there.
So plus partnership with Nintendo.
Read this to me.
Well, I think we talked about that a little bit last week, but yeah.
Yeah, the whole Xbox Live on Switch. What the fuck does that mean?
Okay, so you weren't here for that.
No idea what
so
that means.
Microsoft has enabled for developers, or is enabling for developers to integrate Xbox Live services into their games on other consoles.
What does that mean?
So it means it could mean like going online, like it could mean something as simple as like, hey, enter your Xbox ID here, and then when you're online in this game, we'll report to Xbox Live that Alf is playing Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch.
Pretty sweet.
And it could mean you pull down your Xbox friends list. It could mean achievements. It could mean, your integrated friends list, your parties, whatever.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Nintendo couldn't get the Switch online parties and chat working, but now you can backdoor it in through Microsoft's Xbox Live.
That I like. I don't like the whole. I don't know. I have my theory on that.
Right. I mean, and this is also a sign of Microsoft playing ball with everyone else, right? So that way, they're not in the lead.
That
right?
Or Nintendo giving up the reins, so to speak, a little bit.
Maybe they see the thing is like
fear.
We don't have. I mean, you could also say we don't have. Nintendo saying we don't have to spend several $100,000 or millions of dollars chasing down the solution to do what Xbox Live is doing when we can just integrate Xbox Live into our.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like Nintendo losing its authority figure, little by little, like that.
I don't think they're going to do that. They're too. They're not that far gone. They're not Sega. They're not.
No, I don't think they're nowhere.
They're not.
I know they're nowhere near close to Sega.
The only thing I will say negative about Nintendo is like they this year they're on a record long drought of Nintendo Directs, so we have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, and they still don't know what the fuck to do with their online.
Right, their online's not.
I have
developed.
a phone to chat with someone. What?
We don't know what they're doing this year.
Well, this still
we know Yoshi. We got Yoshi, right? That's what we know about.
This is like a rumor next week or sometime this week.
Everyone says that
every week
because we're at the longest point without one.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of weird that they came out and said, "Hey, Metro Prime 4, we're delaying it," and then no news for a direct. It's kind of weird. You think they would have had that for a direct or some shit like that? It's weird that they just did that. So it's kind of scary. They have nothing planned right now.
Right.
Like seriously, nothing. Until E3, and they go, "Here's the Luigi Mansion 3 footage."
All right. Well, aside from scrolling through all this Apex Legends news, a couple other high points. Obviously log on to the Epic Store, give them your information in exchange for a copy of Axiom Verge. You got 2 weeks of that. It's a pretty good game.
Pick up that new Metro night. Where is it?
What?
Metro?
Oh, Metro.
I don't know. Pick up that new Metro.
Yeah, that comes out Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
every Metro game is good.
That's the thing, and then you play it, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't care for the first two.
I like Exodus.
Disney is saying that they're actually pleased with
Or
EA's
last
work.
night. What the fuck? Which one was the second
It's
one?
Metro Last
Light and then Metro Exodus.
No, 2033.
Metro 2033 is
Exodus is a new one.
2033 is the new one. Yeah.
Okay, so it's
2033 Last Light.
2033. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so last. What's the second one?
Last Light.
That's the one I played. I liked it.
There we go. All right, there we go. I liked the first one in a weird way. All right, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, people are trying to get Disney to give EA to give up the Star Wars license, and they're like, "Nah, we think EA is doing an okay job." So the Respawn still has that game. They still have that. They still have
the overworld.
No. They have the
overworld got canned.
No, the Respawn still has one they're working on.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, the open world Star Wars one.
Yeah, that was dead. That was dead. Died 2 weeks ago. Did we talk about GameStop not being able to find a buyer? I don't remember if we talked about
it last week. You even made the meme.
Oh yeah, the meme.
GameStop tried to trade themselves.
It's true. They tried.
That's good.
Yeah, there's that Guitar Hero refund thing again. I don't know. I think that's about it. Like it's kind of a big week of Apex. Play Apex.
I Red Dead Online just was crap.
It's not getting there. It's taking too long.
Yeah, it's just. I really thought it was going to take off. And
I will say, like, I've seen an increase of people finally giving up the ghost on that game.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, no, the player base is dead right now. It's dead.
I think that
it sucks because Red Dead 1 had such a huge player base. Like at this point in time, in Red Dead 1 release, oh my god, it was so going on. It just sucks the way they did it on this one. I don't know why.
Dota 2 Auto Chess. You guys been checking that out?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so, but
man, that sucks for all the news. All right.
I'm just wow.
Reaching for fucking straws right now.
I'm just making sure we just hit the high points. All right, let me go to my favorite news section.
More game news.
Let me go to my favorite game section here. This email we got from.
We got an email.
Yeah, we got it from Darren. All right. So I'm going to try to go through this quick. He's like, I don't know if I missed you two talking about it last week or not. So that means he's like, I came to realize I do rely on you guys for piece of information. I have absolutely no idea what the games for gold or PS Plus 4 games are this month, and I found it amusing that I used to follow along with the news topics you guys brought up, and now pretty reliant on the stuff we talk about. So thanks. He's like, and then he said, also, if you didn't know, the asteroid fields of the overworld of Kingdom Hearts 3 have Keyblade upgrade materials in them, along with lots of mithril materials. So Keyblade. So thanks for the tip, Darren. Yeah, we can do the games of gold again. We did talk about one, which was Bloodstained, right?
Bloodstained, yeah. Not Circle of the Moon.
Return of the Moon.
Ritual of the Night. It says Curse of the Moon, but it shows Ritual of the Night is the stupid thing.
Man of the Moon. Shadows of the Moon. I'm just going through all the cats.
Yeah.
What was the other one? What's the second one?
What? Bloodlines.
Of the Moon.
Damn it.
Bloodstained. Castlevania Bloodstained of the Moon. Yeah, all right. So here's your Xbox Games Gold.
The Moon.
Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, Super Bomberman R,
Lords of the Moon, and Lords of the Moon 2.
That sounds so good. We are the Lords of the Moon.
WRC World Rally Championship.
Fucking band right there.
6. You have till the 15th to grab that one. Assassin's Creed Rogue. And then
Rouge. He plays Rouge the Bat.
Dang it! This article screwed up on me.
So weird.
Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy.
Bouncing around all over the place. That character's insulary as fuck, and then like for no reason she's just way over sexualized. Like I just don't understand Sonic Team.
Like you see, Amy,
I don't get it.
Amy's a shy little. Oh yes, Sonic, I love you. Then Rouge like.
She's literally just like Bayonetta showing off her crotch all the time. Like you're like, what the fuck is this character?
Well, let me get this in here so people can get it. This is probably why they didn't hear it last time.
I was mad about Sonic Team
because you're mad about Rouge.
Remember before we leave this? Remember when we had like the Sonic videos on?
Yeah.
Showing the Sonic Mania.
And then you made me watch Best Friends do their Rouge bit.
No, that was it was a Game Grumps thing. But it was Plague of Gripes who did who's the animator for them. But no, like it was showing Sonic Mania. It was showing the two new characters, and I was like, fucking both of these characters are just half of Mario moves. Like one of them is just the butt slam. His whole ability is just the Mario butt slam, and the other one is the cape from Super Mario World. I was like, everything Sonic does is just shitty Mario.
Yeah, all right. Vex greater.
Yeah, let me get this out of here.
Original IP right there.
Let me get it in here before Kyle comes in and just spends Sonic to the death.
And nobody wants to take credit for Big the Cat. Nobody. Not even Sega.
All right. PlayStation Plus games for February 2019. For 2019. PS4. For Honor. Hitman Season 1. Gunhouse with Crossbuy. Rogue Aces with Crossbuy. Rouge Aces. PS3. Dive Kick. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. I can hear my stupid thing going. PS Vita, you get Gunhouse, Rogue Aces, and Dive Kick.
No, the Vita. Don't fucking talk.
It's pronounced Rouge Aces.
Rouge Aces.
So there you go. They can't even give that game away for free.
Not for Honor.
I think it's fine now that they patched it, so it's fine.
They just released patch notes, but they didn't do shit.
They're like patch 2.1.
We did stuff.
There's updates.
We did something.
Jeez.
Didn't they add some racist shit to it and then peace out?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I don't even know.
That game's been dead in the water forever.
They're like, here's a Chinese guy.
Here's a tournament. We can play it. And no one played it.
All right.
What a great concept for a game and to fucking be handled so piss poorly. Like it's. But ultimately, it was a game of paper, rock, scissors. That's all it was.
Oh, speaking of paper, rock, scissors, I saw one of the greatest memes.
Thank you, Darren, for your email.
Thank you, Darren.
Thanks, dude.
Oh, dude, big ups to fucking Darren. And are you still doing Omni Studios? Is that are you still active? Anyways, big ups to Darren for being there always, right? Like,
I have his official email address. I'm very envious. He has a sweet job. Looks like.
Nice. Anyways,
thanks for cashing our checks. You know that's why you keep following us.
I got a
podcast at goldensauce.net if you ever want to send one in. For some reason, this one didn't get tagged properly. That was my own. I didn't get it. I got it, but it wasn't tagged. It didn't get tagged properly in my inbox. So I have to dig around and figure out what's going on there.
I have a rock paper scissors meme. Okay, isn't that weird? But anyways, so it's some guy going like, this was in response to like Smash Brothers, and the guy was like, if I wanted to play a perfectly balanced game, I would play rock paper scissors. So, and then like the responder was, what are you talking about? Rock comes out on frame 0. How is that balanced? Oh, you don't like it? No. That meme is so good.
I bet it is.
Frame 0, rock. Takes like 2 frames to get a scissors out, man. You ever just thought that you don't have a sense of humor, Alf? That maybe you're just a joyless fucking... Yeah, pretty frequently.
It keeps me up at night.
I think about that.
Right now I'm thinking about it.
All right, good.
First I want to kill you for the joke, then I want to kill myself for hearing it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I'll figure out whether that rule's not working correctly.
D, we appreciate your patronage.
Yeah.
His patronage.
He's like,
email. That's patronage to me.
He's like, Kyle, he feels like your podcast email is a bit spotty. Not sure. You know what?
Have you sent stuff to me before and I haven't gotten it?
I feel like maybe yours is like jammed up. I need to go in there and just delete it and re-add it.
Maybe, yeah, because like
I'm sure you change your email.
I know. I literally got that one time where some guy called me a F word.
Yeah, I thought you to try hard.
It was try hard F word, and not fucker. It was bad.
Cigarettes.
And then and I literally went, thanks for checking out the video, man. Like,
really nice of them. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like it was pretty short, relatively short episode. Like, bad news. I was doing some research today, because that's what I do in my off time from the podcast. It's like, hey, what's the ideal podcast length? 22 minutes.
Man,
could you imagine I was trying to get this shit show down to 22 minutes?
We're going above and beyond duty right here.
We can. We could do it.
Oh, I'm looking at you.
We could just yell over each other.
Oh, you just mean. Oh wait, I gotta find it.
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can do it. We can barely even make it through what the fuck you've been playing in 22 minutes.
I think we could, if we tried really hard and stayed on task, we could cut this down to like 45 minutes.
I think 45 minutes.
But that being said,
I think 90 is where I like to land on the length. But I like an hour.
How about this? Maybe not every week. I was going to suggest this. Hey, we have viewers now in the chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Weekly or bi-weekly episodes?
Well, I like weekly. Because I feel like bi-weekly becomes...
I don't like hour and a half weekly.
I feel like... No. That's what I'm saying.
Starting
to
see the draw. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say. If we were doing it bi-weekly...
Hour and a half is fine.
Hour and a half really stretches it.
It stretches it. Great.
Right. But because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't like that because then... we miss like the small minutia things that we can kind of have fun with, and we're only just talking about, well, hey, you remember last week, the day after we,
But I feel like a YouTube video like Transgressional is 10 minutes sometimes for every week. It's like, well, there's no news today, but
the feedback that I get, I think
talk about Mortal Kombat things.
I think I get the more feedback than most. But the feedback that I get is a lot of people who consume us during travel.
Yeah.
So it's better to have longer stuff.
Darren says he's at work right now.
Who are able to consume us during work via Darren, via Christy. You know what I mean? And then also people who use us as
work.
people who use us as like background noise.
Yeah, 100%.
Like when they're like dealing with like child rearing and stuff like that. Like,
totally. Yeah.
Those are the three that I get the most. Is that, hey,
thanks for listening twice then, Darren.
Like I get like a lot of like, hey, I was on dad duty.
Yeah.
And
no, I do the same thing.
I like check in on you guys while I'm like, rocking a baby to sleep or whatever.
You want to hear my honest opinion right now? Huh. And I wanted to bring this off the podcast, but whatever, I'm gonna bring it now. I'm not getting burnt out. I'm not. It's more like sometimes it's like I have nothing to talk about.
I think that's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast.
You guys can talk forever. I'm like this.
That's the nature of the
Like,
beast.
Sometimes it happens.
That's why I'm going to start poking you with a cattle prod on the table.
Like today, I was like, wide awake. Today, I thought we had a lot to talk about.
Right, and I think it's
I feel
fine.
like next week, it'd probably be dry.
Well, that's why you need to be
That's
playing games, nerd. You have something to talk about. Play good games.
He's got me. Oh shit.
That's true. I mean, I would say this, like, they're like, I don't think 22 minutes is something I would try for.
No, 22 minutes.
I just thought that would be. I thought that'd be an interesting tidbit to share with you guys.
Podcast? 22 minutes is the episode. Is an episode on. Well,
that's the point.
An episode on Netflix.
That's the point. It's like
nobody watches one episode of anything on Netflix.
Listen, I get the whole instant gratification, but 22 fucking minutes. No.
So with us, like, I really feel like an hour is where we naturally, based on the format that we developed, is kind of like where we
do you want to non-organically try to go for an hour, like set a timer and try to like?
No, we've done that.
I didn't like that either, because then we found like
listen to our first 10 podcasts. Please don't.
15, please.
To hear,
Bullshit. 20, please.
To hear Kyle,
100, please.
Like, seriously, it's just the worst thing ever. I'm Al. I'm Joey. I'm Kyle. And then Kyle goes, and here's the news.
There's some really
oh God,
hey, there's some really
like
good. There's some really good solid jokes in there. I think, like, I tell most people, I don't want you to watch that old stuff because it's full of old news, right? You don't
Last week's old news.
You don't want, right? But that's a little more relatable.
The point is to be current with us, but,
right? There's a little more relatable. Like, if we were running a podcast where we were talking about what the retro you've been playing, you know what I'm saying? Where, like, oh, well, we all did video game book club and took home a copy of Final Fantasy 1 and played that and talked about it.
Have you read the manual for Chrono Trigger?
Oh, yes, I did. On page 4, I found it quite excellent. The drawing, Toriyama really laid it out. Like, that would be
Goku, all of them.
that would be something where I could say, yes, go check out the back.
Magazine.
And then we also Marl's just blonde Bulma.
No. Oh my God, what's her name? The mechanic.
Luca's
yeah.
Luca's completely Bulma.
Yeah. No, I mean, but Marl looks like Bulma.
I think Luca looks more like Bulma.
No, look it up.
Oh, we're gonna look it up.
Marl definitely looks more like Bulma.
I think
Luca is like Bulma character-wise for sure.
No, Marl looks. She's not the. Is she the?
She's the blonde.
Oh, the cave woman's blonde too.
That's
Ayla.
She looks like the Red Ribbon girl, the Red Ribbon woman, the blonde one.
No. I think you mean Launch.
Goku.
She looks like Launch when she sneezes and she's blonde.
Chrono looks like Goku.
Yeah, 100%.
We didn't even talk about that. We didn't talk about that. Kyle, we forgot to talk about the stupid the one of the half the team from Chrono Trigger. They're making a fucking RPG on phones, and it's just like one of the characters is fucking straight frog from Chrono Trigger.
That's not her.
That's Marl and Bulma.
Luca looks more like Bulma.
Show that to the camera.
Luca looks so
like
much
camera.
Oh, let me see. Oh,
that's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Oh God, buff deers.
All right, we're out of here. All right, have a good